Welcome to your 30-minute practice. Come to the top of your mat, take a breath and ground yourself down into the ground, and lift up tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, bow down, bending the knees, gentle, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, press the hands down and step back to plank. Inhale, set yourself up, squeeze your inner thighs together, press up through the shoulders, look forward and lower yourself down, chaturanga. Inhale up to up dog. If you're having the arms straight is too intense, then lower yourself down and come up onto your forearms to a gentle cobra. And then lower yourself down and press yourself back up to downward facing dog. If any of this is aggravating for the lower back, squeeze your inner thighs together and squeeze your butt. It helps support the lower spine. Take a breath here in downward dog. Lengthening the spine, pressing the hands down, lifting the tailbone high. Bend the knees and lift the sitting bones high to get a nice length in the spine, and then when you're ready, keeping the tailbone up, lower the heels down within your own body's measures. And then when you're ready, bend the knees and step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, raise yourself all the way up to standing. And exhale, release. Remember, these sun salutations are here to center yourself and warm yourself up. So be gentle and listen to what your body's telling you. Inhale, reach the arms up, look up, squeeze your inner thighs together. And exhale, fly down, chest out, hinging from the hips, coming all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank and lower straight down chaturanga, bringing the knees down if you wish. Going forward and up to up dog, opening up the chest, and then lifting the hips up to exhale back to downward facing dog. And take 5 breaths here. Take any movement that you want, walking the feet, bending the knees, shifting the weight from hand to hand. Press the hands down, lengthening the arms, lifting up from the top of the thighs, breathing into the belly, reaching down through the heels. And then inhale, come up onto the toes and step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reaching, looking up. And exhale, release. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms together. Exhale, folding down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, press the hands down and step back to plank. Take a breath here, squeezing your inner thighs together, pressing up through the shoulders, looking forward and then lowering the chest forward and down for chaturanga. Inhale up to up dog, keep squeezing your butt, and then exhale back to downward facing dog. Again, we're here to 5 breaths. Just be in the pose. Feel the energy rising through the hands, up the arms, all along the spine, channeling it back down the back of the legs and into the heels. And then inhale, step forward to the top of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, release. Inhale, bend the knees, sink the butt back, reach the arms up, chair pose. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening the spine, broadening the shoulders. And then press the hands down, bend the knees and jump back chaturanga, squeeze the butt. Inhale, forward and up to up dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward in between the hands, back foot at a 45-degree angle, pressing the hips forward. Inhale, reach the arms up, warrior 1. And then exhale, bringing the hands back down to the top of your mat, step back to plank, lower yourself forward and down for chaturanga. Inhale up to up dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward in between the hands, back foot at a 45, hips facing forward. Inhale, raising the arms up, squeezing the legs together for stability. And then exhale, bringing the hands back down to the front of the mat, stepping back to plank, lowering straight down, chaturanga. Inhale up to up dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Look after yourself during these movements. Feel any discomfort, just back the energy off a little bit. If it's feeling good and strong, empower yourself with those sensations. Inhale, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, send the hips back and jump forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, sit down on your invisible chair, reach the arms up, look up if you can, and exhale, stand up and release the arms, Samasthiti. Inhale, sink the butt down, reach up, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees if you want. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthening the spine. And then exhale, pressing the hands down, stepping or jump back to plank. Lowering yourself down, chaturanga. Keep squeezing those inner thighs together to support the lower back. Inhale up to up dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward in between the hands. Pressing the hips down and forward, reaching the arms up, following the gaze if you can up to the sky. And then exhaling, hands back down, step back to plank, chaturanga. Inhale up to up dog. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward in between the hands. Ground yourself down and then raise the arms up. Take a breath in and exhale, lower the hands back down, step back to plank, lowering all the way down chaturanga. Forward and up to up dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Take your time, recalibrate. Soften the breath. Soften the body. And then inhale, come up onto the toes, bend the knees, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sink the butt down, chair pose. And then exhaling, standing up and releasing the hands down. Feet hip distance apart, hands to the hips. Inhale, lift the chest and chin up. And as you exhale, hinging from the hips, lowering the belly button to the thighs, chest to the knees, crown of the head down to the ground. Grab hold of the big toes, inhale, halfway lift, lengthening the spine, opening up the shoulders, creating space, and then as you exhale, folding down into that space. And relax the hamstrings. Play around with engaging the thighs, squeezing your inner thighs together, shifting the weight a little bit forward, shifting the weight a little bit back, but let the head be heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, opening up the shoulders, bringing the hands to the hips, and come all the way up to standing. Swing the right foot back and pivot round to the back of your mat. Back foot at a 90-degree angle to the front foot, and reach forward and come down into Trikonasana. Doesn't matter where the hand falls, whether it's on the shin, the ground, the block, or the big toe. But just open up the chest and press the hips out to the side and reach up through that top hand. And breathe into the belly. Relax or strengthen. Inhale, come all the way up to center. Pivot round to the front of your mat, changing the position of the feet. Reach forward with that front hand, finding that stretch along the side body, and then coming down into Trikonasana. Again, hand to the shin or your block or the ground, or grabbing hold of the big toe if you wish. Wherever you're at, open up the chest and start to bring the gaze up to the sky. If any of this feels uncomfortable, just back off or bend the knee. Be where you are. Inhale, bring yourself all the way back up to center. Exhale, Step to the top of your mat, Samastiti. Inhale, swing the right foot back, pivoting round to the back of your mat. Back foot at a 90-degree angle to the front foot. Nice wide stance, bending that front knee. Inhale, lift up tall through the spine like warrior two, and then reach forward and down, bringing the right elbow to the right knee. Then bringing the other arm up and overhead for a stretch along the whole of the side body, pressing down through the outer edge of the back foot, reaching out through those top fingers, and finding your position, whether it's elbow to the knee, hand to a block by your ankle on the inside or the outside. You can either look through the armpit or look up towards your fingers. Inhale, bring yourself back up to center, pivoting round to the front of your mat, changing the position of the feet, and then exhaling, coming down into the posture on the other side. Whichever variation you did, come to the same on this one. Really feel the stretch all along the side of the body. Keep bending the knee, pressing the hips forward, pressing the outer edge of the back foot to maximize the stretch along the side body. And again, looking through the armpit or out through the fingertips. Inhale yourself back up to center. And exhale, release. Come to the top of your mat. Transfer the weight onto the left foot. Raise the right knee up, grabbing hold of the big toe, grounding yourself down through that standing foot. We're going to extend the leg out in front of us. So either use a strap around the ball of the foot or keep the knee bent. Hold your balance here. If your leg is extended, try a forward fold and hold it. Wherever you are, believe that you can be here. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, opening the leg out to the side, keeping the hips facing forward, opening the collarbones ahead of you, lifting up tall through the spine. And then on an inhale, bring the leg forward. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, release, and lower back down to the ground on an exhale. Well done. Give the hips a bit of a wiggle. And then transfer the weight over to the right leg and raise the left leg up in front of you. Grab hold of the big toe or the knee. Lift up tall through the spine, opening up the chest. Ground yourself down through the standing foot. And when you're ready, extending the leg out in front of you, either with the strap or still holding on to the toe. Lift up tall through the crown of the head. Breathe strong. Inhale, open the leg out towards the side, rotating the femur in the pelvis, keeping the hips facing forward. You can stand here strong. Inhale yourself back to center. Exhale, attempt a forward fold over that leg. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, release back down to the ground. Well done. Half the battle with that posture is believing that you can stand strong in it. The next posture is warrior one. So step the left foot back at a 45-degree angle to the front. Hips facing forward, chest and chin reaching up, looking up towards the palms of the hands, pressing that front knee forward. And then pivot around to the back of your mat. Warrior one on the other side, and again, bending that front knee, pressing the front knee forward, reaching down through the outer edges of the back foot, hips facing forward, so lifting the chest and chin. Then we're going to open up to warrior two on the same leg, so just change the back foot, so it's at a 90-degree angle to the front foot. Open yourself out to the side, reach out through the fingertips, and you can either have the palms facing down or facing up. Depends on how you're feeling on the day. But keep pressing forward with that front knee, lifting up tall, feeling the power of the legs and the lightness of the arms. And then come into warrior two on the other side, changing the position of the feet. Lifting up tall through the spine. Opening yourself up to receive life. And then cartwheel the hands round to the top of your mat. Step back to plank. Take a breath in to set yourself up. Look forward. Exhale, squeeze the elbows in, lowering yourself down, chaturanga. Inhale up to up dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Bringing the hands as wide as the mat. Come up onto the toes, bend the knees, send the hips back, look forward, and then step or jump all the way through to sitting, crossing the legs. And meet me in a seated position, legs extended. Bring the hands either side of your hips. Gently tuck the chin, lift up tall through the spine. Press the heels down, squeeze your inner thighs together. Inhale, cross the legs, brings the hands in front of you, pressing the hands down, jumping back to chaturanga. Inhale up to up dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Again, moving the hands as wide as the mat. Come up onto the toes, bend the knees, send the hips up, look forward. Exhale, jump all the way through, really tucking the knees into the chest. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, reach forward. You may want to jiggle the butt, move the butt cheeks out of the way. Grab hold of the feet. Really look forward, opening up the chest and try to get the belly button down to the thighs. Elbows out to the sides. Looking forward but still keeping length in the back of the neck. As you inhale, create space. Exhale, folding down into that space. Inhale, bring yourself all the way back up to sitting and either take a vinyasa or just give yourself a little lift. Wherever you are, meet me in Janu Shushasana, right side. Exhale, forward fold. If you want, just bring the hands out in front of you so the spine is nice and straight, arms straight, and then you can bring belly button down to the thigh, chest forward. And you can fold down within your own body's parameters if you're not quite as deep. You can also sit on a block, that can also help. Wherever you are, inhale, back up to center. Again, cross the legs, press the hands down, give yourself a little lift. You can lift the feet up off the ground as well. Or you can take a vinyasa. And meet me on the other side for Janu Shushasana. Inhale, bring yourself all the way back up, reach up, cross the legs, either take a vinyasa or lift yourself up, really tucking the knees in. You can see here I'm trying to jump back through, which is very difficult. You've really got to tuck your knees in, lift your hips up, but it's worth a go. And it's nice to spice it up sometimes to bringing your hands in front of you as you jump back to either side of you. Either way, meet me for Marichyasana A. So bring the right foot in, outside edge in line with the outside of the hip, right arm up, reach forward and wrap that arm around. Either grabbing hold of it with the other hand behind you using a strap, or you can just grab hold of your ankles. Wherever you are, open your shoulders up towards that front foot and fold down. Bring the awareness back to your breath. Think to yourself, am I going to push for stretch or am I going to relax into it? Either way, inhale, release. Either take a vinyasa or give yourself a lift. And meet me on the other side, bringing the left foot in. Checking there's space between the thigh and the foot. Reach the left form up, reach forward, and wrap around. Inhale, bring yourself up, reach up, cross the legs and either take a vinyasa or just give yourself a lift. The idea is that you do a vinyasa after each side of the seated. It's a good marker. And now we're going to come into Maritasana C. So bring the right foot in, bring the right knee across the body, left arm up, and bring the outer edge of the left elbow to the outer edge of the right knee. Right hand is behind you and take a twist. If this is easy for you, then you can try to take the bind, either grabbing hold of the fingertips or the wrist, or using a strap. Keep lifting up tall through the spine. Inhale, release. Again, take a vinyasa or give yourself a little lift. And come into Maritasana C on the other side. Outer edge in line with the hip. Bring that knee across the body. Right arm up. Outer edge of the elbow. Find that twist here, twisting from the belly button. If you want to go deeper, get that shoulder in front of the knee and wrap all the way around. Can feel a bit confined at first, but using a strap you can ease your way and find so much space within it. And wring yourself out like a sponge, twisting from the ribs. Inhale, release, reach the arms up, cross the legs, give yourself a lift, or take a vinyasa. Remember with all of these vinyasas to listen to your body. And if you are starting to feel any discomfort in the lower back, squeeze your butt and your inner thighs even more. We're going to come into Navasana, boat pose. So start off by just bending the knees, lifting up through the chest, finding that balance point on the sitting bones, and then extend the legs. We're going to do this 2 times for this practice, 5 breaths in each time. Keep thinking chest up, look up. Squeeze those legs together and then cross the legs, give yourself a lift, butt and feet if you can, and come back up into the pose. Squeezing the legs together, chest lifting up, chin up. Taking whichever variation, and then cross the legs, jump back to Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Feels good after that core. And exhale back to downward facing dog. This is the one vinyasa I would say is a necessity. And then jump through and meet me on our backs for Urdhva Dhanurasana prep. So bend the knees, fingertips in touch with the heels, press the hands and feet down, engage the butt, tuck the pelvis under and press the hips up towards the ceiling. You can either stay here or interlace the fingers behind the back, press the feet down, reach up through the hip bones and the belly button. Relax the throat. Squeeze the legs together. Breathe. And then release the hands and lower yourself down vertebrae by vertebrae. Now if this is where you're at, stay here and just repeat this. If you want to try Urdhva Dhanurasana, reach the arms up above your head. Bring the hands by your ears as you can see. And then again, press the hands and feet down, tuck the pelvis under and come up onto the crown of the head first. Once you're comfortable here, then press the feet down, lift the sitting bones up and really reach up through the sitting bones and the belly button. Opening up the chest, relaxing the head, pressing the chest towards the back of your mat, opening the chest even more. Squeezing your inner thighs together, and then when you're ready, start to lower yourself down to the crown of your head. Take a breath, and then inhale yourself back up. If you're comfortable in the posture, experiment with your hands and your feet, moving your hands further away, moving the hands closer. So we do this 3 times. So if you're in the first stage, you will do it 4 times. If you are practicing Urdhva Dhanurasana, you will do it 3, each time just touching down to the crown of the head in between. When it's ready to come down, Move the hands away from you, tuck the chin to the chest, and lower yourself down vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep the spine nice and flat on the mat. Bring the knees into the chest and just give yourself a little rock from side to side. Just be gentle in these motions as we just release the spinal fluids. And then gently rock yourself back up to sitting. Extend the legs out in front of you, Paschimottanasana. And this is the end of the practice. So you can either have this as a strong forward fold like you did at the beginning, or you can melt down like a rag doll and turn it into a more yin-like posture. You can relax the feet and relax the hands. Let the head be heavy. And allow yourself just to melt down. It doesn't matter where you are in this posture, but let the head be heavy. And just breathe. Bring the awareness to your breath. Inhale yourself back up to center. And then bend the knees, scoot the butt forward, and slowly start to come down onto your backs. We're going to come up into shoulder stand, Salamba Sarangasana. And use your hands to support you here, whether that's on your lower back and your hips, or reaching up and bringing your hands to your ribcage. Wherever you are, reach out through the balls of your feet, relax the throat, squeeze your inner thighs together, press the hips towards your face, which sounds weird, but when you're in the posture, it makes sense. We're going to be here for 15 breaths, or for as long as you can. If it does get too intense, then just lower the legs over your head, coming down into Halasana, either with the legs straight or the legs bent. And then slowly release all the way back down to the mat. Release the legs and bring the legs into a cross-legged position or into lotus if you can. Press the elbows into the mat, lifting the chest up, and bring the crown of the head to the mat. This pose is called Matsyasana, or fish pose. And listen to your body, it's really opening up the throat and the throat chakra. Keep pressing the elbows down and lifting the chest up. And then slowly releasing the legs. Pressing the elbows down, releasing the head. And make your way up to sitting. We're going to come into Padmasana, which is lotus pose, or just a comfortable cross-seated position. Bring the back of the hands to the knees, hands in chin mudra, so thumb to index finger. Lift up tall through the spine and just take 10 deep breaths here. Now for the final challenge of the practice. Press the hands down to the ground and lift yourself up. If you're in full lotus, this is much easier to lift the whole body up. If you're in cross-seated position, just lift the butt up and hold for 5 breaths. Strong Ujjayi breath. And then lower yourself down, releasing the legs, taking our final vinyasa. And from downward dog, just gently step yourself through and come down into Shavasana. So give yourself a wriggle. Make sure nothing's going to annoy you. Release any tension out through the fingertips and the toes. And just take a deep breath in and exhale out through the mouth and allow yourself to melt down into the earth. Take a few deep breaths in this way. And on the exhale, just relaxing the body, giving in to gravity. And just relax the expression of your face. And relax the eyelids and allow the shoulders to be heavy. Releasing any tension out through the arms and through the fingertips. Softening the chest. Letting the tummy be heavy, sinking down into the earth. Relaxing the hips. And releasing any tension in the hips and sending it down through the legs. And releasing it out through the toes and into the ether. And then bring the awareness back to your breath, following the gentle inflow and outflow. And if thoughts come into your mind, that's okay, they're allowed to be there. Just bring the awareness back to your breath. And gently start to bring the awareness back into your body. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And then reach the arms up above your head and give yourself a big stretch, like you're just waking up first thing in the morning. And then slowly, in whichever way you want, either by bringing the knees into the chest or rolling over to the side, bring yourself up to a cross-seated position with keeping the eyes closed. And just bring the hands to prayer. Just take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bow the head, bowing to yourself, the Guru inside, the fact that you stepped on your mat this morning. Be proud. I'm proud. Namaste. And bring the thumbs to your forehead, to your lips, and to your heart. Namaste, beautiful yogis.